Bom, e continuamos este.
Well, we're going to continue this Congress, and so it's time to try and understand how to take advantage of the potential networks, the potential for Portugal. And so I'd like to call to Sérgio Catalão from Nokia Portugal to take the floor. Is this here? Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank APDC and Jose for the invitation to be here today. And it's a great pleasure for me to be here today in this very special Congress, the 40th anniversary of APDC. And I would like to congratulate APDC in the person of its president and all those who, throughout these 4 decades, have collaborated and participated with APDC, which is a very important organization for the development of our sector. I would like to begin my intervention with the paradox that exists in our industry, in the world, here in Portugal. And on the one hand, recently, the fixed and mobile networks have been assisted in order to increase them in order to take account of the exponential growth in traffic. And on the other hand, the revenues in Portugal, that is for this market, for the sector, have grown at a rate of about 1%. Now, this is a reflex of an industry that in recent years has developed around the consume of one single good, in this case, this connectivity, which has been difficult to monetize. And so the money has been going to other industries and not this one. So when we talk about the future of the industry, we have to talk about 5G, obviously, and its impact on the economies of countries and its impact on our sector. One of a recent study of Nokia Lab says that Bell Lab says that in 2030, 5G will have an impact on the global economy of about $8 trillion, meaning that 7% of the total number. Now, this is a unique opportunity for transformation, but it's a unique opportunity for an industry to capture new opportunities and create value. Now, if you look at Portugal, Portugal has it's ambitious. It wants to grow above the European average, the European Union average. The automation of processes is fundamental for this to occur. 5G is the technological enabler of transformation, but there are very few ready-made solutions for growth. So there are some examples which I would like to share with you. I've got two very important sectors for our corporate fabric. On one hand, agriculture, we've got 123 companies in Portugal working in this sector, and 10%, only with 10% of these companies can, if they manage to double their annual production through automation of irrigation, but through the use of technologies as the sensorization of soils, etc., then we could inject in the economy. Only with 10% of this sector, that 900 millions would be led to the annual economy. And so in the case of industry, especially in textiles, 10% of these companies managed to increase their production through the use of technologies that could optimize the production lines. Then 10% in this sector, we could inject about 1 billion euros in our economy per year. And so, of course, we also have the great a fourth industrial revolution, which is a great potential, and we could increase the level of industrialization of the Portuguese fabric. So when we look at the future of the sector, we can see that things are going to be the same. Things are going to grow 4 to 9 times, and connectivity will remain with the same profile, flat, and we're going to have an applications market which is going to get the networks to grow just by 30 to 40% every year. And so the question is, could the application of the sector and the industry is going to be the same in the future? And I think that the answer to this question is in the 5G networks as characteristics which are based on software by definition, and so they're programmable with 5G networks, and networks become an integral part of the application stack, and so going to be in the center of development. And so we go from one context where we had non-programmable networks where they consumed only one good, which was a product, which was connectivity, to programmable, and they're going to use many dimensions beyond connectivity. So we have the network as code is the framework of Nokia, where the network is seen as a product with multiple capacities, which are used in an integrated way by the applications, in addition to connectivity. Well, the network is a programmable product open to an ecosystem of innovation and cooperation, where companies, startups, developers are always connected to this product, which is the network, and are always connected to the industry and the telecommunications operator. So it's through this connection between all this ecosystem and industry is where the capacity to create value is going to be generated. And we have the capacity of these networks here, for example, location, security, the dynamic management of slash, I believe. And so it's much, we're going to consume a number of capacities in addition to what has been consumed up to now, and where the creation of value has not been so great, but the multiple capacities of networks can be used directly by the applications. And so these 5G networks are going to be implemented in the different areas, access, and this is important. This is the first step, if you like, to the creation of this infrastructure, which is so important for the increase of competitiveness and activity in the world. But the second step is going to allow us to create a value for the industry. I'd like to share with you an example of a project which illustrates our new reality of exposure, the value that can be created when networks are part of innovation ecosystem and development. Video.
My name is Noel Wirtzius. I'm product manager for Network APIs. Today we are here at Landgrabenweg 1 at one of the telecom buildings, and we're testing network APIs together with Nokia. This drone, what we're seeing in this videos, is not operated by people nearby. It's operated from Belgium.
We're operating the first perfila-se flight cross-country in Europe over the public 5G network of Deutsche Telekom. Operating a perfila-se drone means that you're going for the full redundancy. What you often see is that the network is very crowded, so it's very crucial then that the safety drone can be programmed that they can have the bandwidth they need.
It's a kind of European partnership we do here. Nokia has prepared this excellent drone using and making use of the complete 5G capabilities of the network, so that also we are able to see the drone in the unmanned traffic management systems, so that we're really able to properly integrate this drone into the airspace.
So in this use case, our two network APIs, quality on demand and location verification, are used by Nokia's platform Network as a Code, which is more or less an aggregator for network APIs. So they're integrating our APIs into their platform, offering them via different services like SDKs to developers. So in this use case here, what we're seeing today at Landkramweg is a drone which is flying using our both APIs. The first one, verifying that the drone is really in this place here. And the second one is quality on demand for the flight level. So even in a congested area, it's then possible for a defined time to getting more prioritization out of the network so that your use cases are even working if there are 1,000 people around you.
Your life will depend on these QADs, so you want to test it up front. And that's what we actually did today. We made sure that these programmable quality demands are possible.
Mais exemplo, queria alguns números, gostaria de também deixar-os convosco em relação à nossa...
To leave you with some figures regarding our participation, our global participation in the construction of all these infrastructures, which are going to be so important for the increase of competitiveness of the world and for the creation of value in the industry. Some examples. Insertion, for example, in the corporate networks where we transform the way of the modus operandi of our networks. And I would like to conclude with 3 messages I'd like to leave you with today. The first is in relation to Portugal, where 5G is, can create rather, a very important movement for the creation of value for Portugal and the increase of productivity. 5G is a strategic technological enabler and should be used to increase productivity in our country. And the second message that I would like to leave you with is that in this industry, it's taking its first steps in creating value, and this is bringing back value which in recent years went to other parts of industry, and and our participation with our clients and our partners in the creation of this infrastructure, which are important infrastructures for the increase of productivity in economies in the world. And the point I would like to leave here with is that these infrastructures are important for the creation of value and the growth of this sector. And with this, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention. And I'm looking forward to the next 40 years.